Awesome. Welcome to the Three Circles Living Podcast, where you can learn how to improve your life, no matter if you want to accelerate your professional career, have better relationships, be healthier, or find fulfillment in life. This is definitely the podcast for you.
Yeah,
And
you want to be
also,
awesome, you should be here.
yes, I agree. Make sure to share it because you want other people to be awesome too. And leave a comment with your favorite nugget in the comments.
You
That
know,
would be helpful for us.
if you do share stuff that helps other people be awesome, it's good for you too. I mean, it doesn't just feel good, but it's good to have people who are awesome around you instead of not. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's a thing for sure. You are, what is it, the average of the five people that you spend the most time with? So, yes.
Not to include my dog.
Topic. They're the best. Dogs are the best. I
Yeah, my
agree.
dog's awesome.
But let's
Sorry,
go get
sorry,
back to the topic because we have a lot to talk about today.
we do.
But it's the part two of what's health worth and how to take your body back before it's too late. And we're talking about fuel, flow, and food, the other three pillars that power a rich life. And I don't know, most people I feel like don't realize it, but when you have low energy, when you have brain fog and you're dealing with mood swings and even like how you age, like how you feel as you're getting older, what you look like as you're getting older, all of this could be symptoms of three things that are actually in your control. It's how much water you drink, how often you move, and what you feed your body. And in this episode, we are breaking it down these three pillars for you that are often they're getting overlooked. Like I have never been talked to about this in my health journey of how much I drink, what my exercise routine is, and what my diet looks like. And we here in this episode and in this podcast, we're not talking about perfection. You don't have to be perfect. I'm not perfect by any means. And we're also not talking about fads like those trendy things that you see on social media. That's not what we're about. We're really talking about the daily decisions that determine or can determine whether you're thriving or you're just getting through the day or making it through. And we want you to walk away with strategies that help you to feel more energized, help you reduce inflammation, because that's a big topic, and really support your body in the most natural ways possible. And that is important, I want everybody to listen to this, how you treat your body today determines what you will be able to do tomorrow and how you live, how you feel. So
So
let's dive in.
well said. Well said. You don't want your future self to be really pissed off at you because that's what's going to happen.
I've done that. It's not a good way to do it, I promise. All right, let's dive in. Hydration, first part. I know it's so hard for me to have water, but hey, it's right next to me, and I know that's like one big tip to have water around you at any time and take it with you is wherever you go. But yes, the bigger I love the tip that you had in one of your videos a few years back, bigger than your head, like that lasts.
Have a glass
Um,
bigger than your head. That's good.
yes. But I didn't know that. And when I dug into this, like how important water is, like our body is a lot of it is made of water, and it's crazy the statistics, but our body doesn't store water. And it consists of about two-thirds of water, which is insane. And it's water is involved in every bodily function that we have. Like I want to list a few things because these actually blew my mind. Um, it's helping to transport nutrients and oxygen into our cells. Huge. Moisturize the air in our lungs. Helps with our metabolism. Metabolism, this is a big topic, metabolic health, right? Protects vital organs, helps the organs to absorb the nutrients. It doesn't just matter that you get them. It also matters that your body can actually use them where it's needed. It also helps regulate body temperature, detoxifies the body. Like how many detox and juice cleanses and things do you see online? Drink water. It helps with that. And it also protects and moisturizes the joints. Like who would have thought?
Yeah, not
It
to mention it's
literally,
incredible for your skin, right? And
yes.
generally, people are fatigued. When you're dehydrated, you're incredibly fatigued. And matter of fact, since you can't store water, right? That's why if you're in a desert somehow stranded, right? You don't have more than 3 or 4 days, and you're not craving a hamburger. You don't care about a hamburger. You need water because if you don't get water, I mean, outside of oxygen, that's the next most important thing you can get, or your history. And majority of people are walking around dehydrated, and they
Mhm.
already feel bad now. All of these things we're talking about, these pillars, that are part of taking care of yourself, none of them are optional, and all of them will show up, right? We talked about sleep in last episode. If you don't get enough sleep, that's going to wreck you. And if you don't get enough water, you are going to operate already, and for most people, they're already nutritionally deficient, which we're going to talk about. But if you're dehydrated, that is a quick road to feeling completely whacked and fatigued, because your body doesn't have what it needs. I heard I heard this many years ago. I went to a seminar on water back in the early 90s. That's when I began becoming I became a camel after that. I mean, I got it. It's like the gap between how hydrated you need to be and how hydrated you are gets filled with toxins. Think about it like
Mm.
that. That's a scary thing to consider. And when you start getting the right amount of water in your body, and there are, of course, all kinds of air quotes experts who will tell you how much that should be, um, it immediately can change your energy level. That alone will change your energy level. And fortunately, if you live in a developed nation, water's abundant. That's not true for lots of people in the world. Their whole life is focused on how do they get water. I mean, literally, that's how they spend their day, figuring out how to get water.
And yeah, it's crazy, but I can tell you, I was dehydrated and I went to the clinic and I didn't know that, but I felt horrible and I didn't know what virus or whatever I caught. I thought it because it affected everything and I couldn't pinpoint where it was coming from. And they were saying, yeah, you dehydrated. I'm like, oh,
You had the
that's not good.
virus, not enough water, right? Which
Yeah,
people do.
pretty much.
And the flip side of that is a lot of the things that people drink instead of water actually dehydrate you, right? Caffeinated
Yeah.
drinks dehydrate you. Obviously, alcohol will dehydrate the heck out of you. The only thing that hydrates you is water. You're not getting hydrated. Gatorade's not hydrating you. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
wonderful marketing gimmick. Let's stick sugar water in your body and hydrate you. No, I don't think so. Um, but you need to be drinking water throughout the day. And again, you can find all kinds of people who will tell you different things. Calculate your body weight, and I mean, I'll give you all kinds. Look, 3 liters of water a day are pretty good for practically everybody. If you're
Mm.
sweating a lot, you're working out a lot, you probably need more. I drink, I drink out of this incredible German Stein. That's a liter. Well, it's only a liter up to this part of it, and it's more than a liter. And I probably do 4 or 5 of those a day. And this is in addition to the water I drink when I'm just doing something else, or when I'm getting shakes in my body and other nutrients that I put in powdered form in my body. And that has nothing to do with any other liquid I might consume. And you get water in really quality foods too, right? Fruits and vegetables have water in them as well. So
Yes, very true.
it's not optional. It's not optional. Drink a big glass in the morning. That'll help you out. And get something that you can keep a refillable bottle with you, preferably not plastic, that you can continuously fill. Nowadays, fortunately, society's catching on, right? Making it, you can walk through an airport and stick your bottle into a dispenser and fill it up. So you don't have any reason to not have water around you all the time. And it's one of the simplest health hacks you could possibly do.
And I can say that because I grew up with not drinking water, and I don't know how I survived that far. But it makes a big difference. So if you want to improve something and you don't know where to get started, make that change. and you will be able to tell.
Go outside and turn on a garden hose. Have you ever noticed you can't turn on a garden hose without the insane desire to drink out of it? Maybe that's just me, but you can't turn a garden hose and next to me. I'm like, oh my God, I got to drink out of that thing. It's just something about a garden hose. So that would be your other option. Spend your time around a garden hose.
And yeah, well, in the summer, hopefully it's coming soon here. We're lagging behind in Washington State, but great. So that is a first one of the pillars that you cannot avoid. Make sure to do it and start slow. Like get the first glass of water in the morning. Do little things like that. Keep it around. I know it's hard when you switch from juice and sodas, and I ha even had a diet soda phase. Don't don't hurt me, but it was a phase. You can make the switch, and it'll be tough in the beginning, but just do it. It's so worth it. One of the next things that wasn't easy for me as well was the exercise and movement, like getting that into a daily routine. Because again, when you open up social media, you're like, okay, do cardio, do weightlifting. It doesn't matter, for that age group. If you're a woman, if you're a man, you need this, that. And I'm like, what do I need to do? Like, I don't like running. I don't like jogging. What does count as exercise, right? Um, what would be your tips? Because I know that you had your own story with that as well and figuring all that out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could, on any of these topics, we could do an entire episode on one topic, actually multiple on all, and this one in particular. And years ago, I did get trained as at the highest level of personal training certification. I didn't do it to actually do it. I didn't want to have clients because I didn't want to spend my time that way. I did it for my own benefit because I totally understand how important this is, right? It really is. If you don't move it, you are going to lose it. I mean, that's a fact. But I think that first is recognizing again that it's not an optional thing. You got to move your body every day, and for the basic things, right? Exercising, moving your body feeds oxygen into your bloodstream and into your brain. It's incredibly healthy for you, and it's also incredibly good for your mood and the way you're feeling. But I think a lot of people struggle because they misinterpret what exercise means, right? A lot of people's vision is like the super fit Pilates person on TV, right? Or P90X or some dramatic thing. And there's usefulness in all those things, or some super muscled up person in the gym. All that stuff's great, but that's irrelevant for the majority of the population, right? Nowadays, you have apps and watches. I don't use any of this stuff. I'm just aware of it, right? So you can, at a minimum, you can get a lot of steps in, and that's moving your body. And so if it's 10,000 steps a day, anybody can do that. And if it's too hard for you to do it because you're egregiously out of shape, that's not a life sentence. That a little at a time, like everything else, start small, but recognize it's not about feeling it, right? I work out intensely 6 days a week, and I have for 35 years, 6 days a week. And as a result, at almost 64, I'm in better physical health. Now, I do everything we're talking about, but this has been a big part of it. I'm in better physical health than a lot of people who are 30. I know because I work out around people who are 30. And but the point is, it's not one of these things where if I feel like it, it's not about how you feel, right? You'll feel better doing it. And so you don't have to feel like ready to rock and roll to go for a walk. That's not like insane, right? And if it is, now you know for certain you really have some work to do. And some people say, I'm too tired to exercise. I work hard all day. Well, there's a couple ways to address that. One is to recognize that actually exercising, moving your body makes you feel better. So you'll be less tired because you did it. It'll actually help you sleep better as well. But you can also then look at it as, okay, I need to schedule this. I need to plan this. Now, lots of people will go to a gym or they'll do something after work. That's great. I'm a big fan of the morning. Because when you exercise in the morning, you get the metabolic hit from that. It ramps your body up and it ramps it for the day. And so you get the energy boost for the entire day. So start small if that's where you are, right? If you're 100 pounds overweight, yeah, you're not going to get on a machine and crank it up and go as fast as you can, or go do some hit workout, because that's actually counterproductive for you. You're going to hate it. It's going to feel terrible. You're going to be so sore. You're not going to want to do anything the next day. Start with start with walking a quarter a mile, right? And the next day, walk a quarter a mile. And the next day, walk, half a mile or 3/8 of a mile. Don't make me do math. I don't want to have to do math at the moment. But you need to be doing two different kinds of things, right? So again, if you're not in great shape, and haven't done exercise purposely before, start with just moving through walking. But then get to a place as you start to feel better and adapt some of the other principles that we're talking about, then you can begin doing the resistance stuff. And resistance stuff, again, doesn't have to be in a gym lifting as many weights as you can, right? I personally don't even lift weights and haven't for many, many years. I do body weight stuff. If you can't do a push up, a traditional push up, you can do one from your knees and that will work. You can push against a wall. There's so many things, right? You can get exercise cleaning your house if you really want to, right? You're moving your body in ways that are accessing your muscles. But as you get older, the most important thing is the resistance work. It's keeping your muscles stronger because that's what's going to support you. That's what's going to allow you to have life. And so you have to get to that place where that becomes a consistent thing. And then the older you get, right, you get into my age group, right, that's more important than the cardio work. It's actually more important because you have to it's harder and harder and harder to maintain muscle mass as you get older, and all your metabolic functions are going to be involved in that. But you have to just get clear about the fact if you don't move it, you're going to lose it. And when you lose it, now you're a prisoner in your body. You get one body. It's the only place you get to live. You don't get to move out and get a new one. You got this one. And yeah, if something breaks nowadays, right, you can get a new knee, you can get a new hip. Well, that's not going to matter if you don't have any musculature, right? You won't even be able to recover from those kinds of surgeries. So build it into your schedule because you have to. Self-care has to come first, and it has to be, you have to set boundaries around time and recognize the importance of taking care of yourself. And this is a really, really key place to do it.
And I want to emphasize that too. Like, you think about it as movement, not as a workout or punishment for yourself, but something that you enjoy. And like, find things that you enjoy. Like for me, I said I don't like jogging. I love dancing workouts or like going for walks with my dog and being out in nature. Like, do things that make sense to you. You don't have to follow like that fitness guru on social media, like in what he says or she says. And then what I found also is there's an app, and I'm not affiliated with that app, but I want to point it out that there are different things that you can do. It's called FitOn, and it has little exercises for all the things that you want to do. If you want to stretch, if you want to do yoga, if you want to do body weight, if you want to do with weights, whatever you want to do, different exercises, and you can build up because they're different, like how long you can do it, what the level is of intensity. So there are so many things you just don't have an excuse anymore.
Yeah,
Sorry to say that.
a couple of things kind of dovetail into what you just said. Be careful about where you're putting your eyeballs. If you're going to put your eyeballs on someone who's super fit, that's just going to discourage you because the distance between you and them is like you standing in Washington, D.C., and you have to walk to Washington State. That's not going to be something you're going to feel like you could do. You can, technically you can, but you're probably not. Right? And if you're discouraged, that's going to be counterproductive. There's also classes, right? So you can get into classes with people who are in your same situation. You can get into classes with minimal movement that advances, and there's all kinds of access in our world to be able to make it a social thing, and something else that I personally did. So part of my morning routine has been for 30 some years. You know, I get up and I do some reading. I have some reflection time, and some my prayer time, and then I go to the gym and I do my reading, right? So I've done aerobic exercise since, well, when one of my buddies, when I was 25, right? So actually I've been exercising longer, but not with the intensity that I do now. I've been doing the intense stuff for a long time, but I just started because I was at the beach with a friend of mine and a couple other buddies, and I had been working in an office, not exercising. I was starting to get a little belly, and he looked at me and he goes, "Dude, you're getting fat." I'm like, "Whoa, whoa!" You know, it's like, "Thank you that you said that to me," because I started running the next day. I hate running. I mean, I despise it. Running to me is what I need to get away from something or to something really fast if necessary. So I never, ever enjoyed aerobic exercise, ever. It's not a thing for me. It's boring. And some people love it. They get the endorphin high. I never did. I don't know what that is. I never experienced that. But since it wasn't optional and I'm a freak about how I use my time, I simply use an exercise bike and I do my reading on the bike. You can listen to a podcast on a bike. There's so much that you can do. And so I'd get, for many years, I did an hour on an exercise bike while I read the paper and I read the Bible and I read whatever personal development material I was reading. Now I only do 30 minutes, and I do that maybe 5 times a week in addition to other physical activity, because again, at basically 64, I've taken care of myself where I can be super active. I can walk miles a day in the river. I can row a boat several miles a day, any day. And it's not fatiguing to me because I'm fit. Now, if that was something that I started and had never done it, but yeah, well, right. I get my kayak out in the spring after not using it for 3 months, and I'm in good shape. And it's tiring the first time I use it. You know, I'll kayak like 150 yards. I'm like, my arms are tired, right? But once I do it for a little bit, then I can go miles, right? It's just, that's the nature of your body. So find something that works for you. And if you need to multitask, that will help you quite a bit.
Yeah, just stay with it. But really, exercise helps you to, in so many different ways, just regulating that your whole body, your sleep, your stress levels, and also a benefit like that I've definitely experienced is it helps to boost your confidence, because depending on what you're doing, like it has an impact on all of the things. So
Definitely. So we're what, 25 minutes in?
Yep.
Yeah, so we should probably save the next one since it's a full episode, really.
Yeah.
And here's the clue: you can't outrun your fork. So no matter how much you exercise, if you don't know what to do about what's going in your face, in both sides, what you shouldn't have in your face, what's not getting in your face, and what's important to get in your face, then none of this other stuff is going to matter. Your body's going to fall apart. I hate to be brutally honest, but it's our job is to tell you the truth, because we're not asking you to buy any crap from us. We're just giving you stuff that's valuable.
And that actually works, and it is proven to work.
Yeah. I mean, we're products of what we do.
Yeah. Awesome. I think that was a perfect setup.
Yeah, we're good for today.
End here. Again, thank you everyone for listening in, and we hope to see you at the next episode.
Yeah, see you next time.